This is the Adidas Predator Freak Plus. It's a facelifted version of the Predator Mutator 20 Plus, but Adidas have made some little updates and actually claim that it's even crazier than it was before. Of course, that is a bit of a bold claim, because Mutator 20 Plus was already pretty crazy in itself. But today I'm going to take you through the changes on the Freak Plus, and of course look at how they fit and perform, to see if there's anything to it when Adidas say that this is going to turn you into a better version of yourself.
The Predator Freak Plus is based on the Predator Mutator, which means that it's still built with a laceless prime knit construction and a pretty high knitted collar.
And that new collar here is the biggest change on the new generation. See, Adidas changed the construction, so it now almost draws inspiration from the Nemesis with its band-like construction that, on the new boot, is designed to more or less lock your foot inside as if it was sitting in a pocket. And to be fair to Adidas, it does kind of work, where you feel that there's a bit more tight and structured hold on top of the ankle, pushing it backwards into the heel counter. Is the lockdown as good as on the X-Ghosted Plus? Well, no, but for a laceless boot, it's actually pretty solid. Plus, the new heel construction here makes the boot easier to get on than the Mutator, which is good, because that could be difficult at times. The rest of the upper has also improved, because since Adidas reduced the number of spikes drastically, it simply feels softer now and actually really pliable. I'd say it's rather comfortable straight out of the box actually, despite the fact that there's not any foam on the inside to make it really plush and cozy. But it's just comfortable because it really molds to the shape of your foot, like that. Now, it's also got a pretty wide forefoot, which means that it's a bit more forgiving even than the Mutator for wide feet, maybe because the material is so soft that it just follows the shape of your foot. But because there is a relatively tight-fitting midfoot, the boot never felt sloppy or chunky even for my narrow foot, and it also helps the sensation of a locked-in fit around the midfoot. So go true to size, and I reckon you'll be pretty happy.
The biggest visual change is that Adidas have reduced the number of Demonskin rubber spikes from 406 to 225. But they still claim that the Predator Freak will give you an unfair advantage.
And look, I'm not one for gimmicks, but I'll hand it to them that the Demonskin rubber spikes do offer some sort of advantage on the ball. Maybe it's more of a mental advantage more than anything else, but still, the grip you get in these on the ball is second to none. It's definitely also a little less sticky than on the Mutator 20 Plus, where I literally fell over the first time I wore the boots when I tried to do an elastico because I wasn't used to it. But with that said, the grip is still extremely effective when you want to put spin on the ball or you start to dribble. Just listen to this. Pure grip. And that whole thing about not falling over is actually the good part. See, the spikes here feel a little less aggressive, as if there's a smaller learning curve to the Demonskin on the Freak Plus. And also, it feels like you're more in control of the boot than the other way around. But more importantly, the Freak Plus here filled me with a lot of confidence when I was on the ball. What's also good is that, unlike last year, the Mutator, you actually get the same Demonskin spikes on the Freak 0.1 as you do on the Freak Plus. And okay, there are 15 less, you only get 210 on the 0.1s, but given that there are 18 spikes on the tongue of the Plus, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. And if you want to hear me talk about the differences between these two boots, check out our Unisport live session in the link in the description.
So there is an unfair advantage, but will it really turn you into you plus? A better you?
I mean, who are we kidding? This is not me, obviously. I mean, the Preds are nice, and you get a better touch, but there's no chance that it's gonna say this or these. So, yeah. Can I have my glasses back, Tones?
One of the things that haven't changed a bit is the control frame outsole.
And that's fair, because it works. And after all, it's just a facelift. It's nice, it's stable, moves well in the ground and with the foot, so no complaints from me.
However, it's not all smiles, because I do have a few complaints that you need to know about.
Because while the lockdown is definitely solid for a laceless boot, it's still not on par with what you get in the 3.1 lows. So if lockdown is your jam, this is not the boot you're looking for. And then of course, there is the heel collar tab. And okay, it's not in the way per se, but it just kinda aimlessly flaps around as if it has no purpose. It doesn't do anything wrong, but it's just so freakishly high, pun intended. They could have taken it down to here, and I would have been happy. However, there aren't any massive red flags on the Predator 3 Plus, and I actually reckon it's a slightly better and more refined version of the Predator Mutator 20 Pluses. Because it's still an absolute beast, it feels like one that's a bit easier to tame. Also, it's softer now, it's easier to get on, and it's still just as fun on the ball as you would expect a modern Predator to be. So if you like what you see, and you want to join the party, you can buy a pair from Unisport.com via the link right over there. Of course, also don't forget to go subscribe to the channel with the notifications on, and finally go learn how to improve as a footballer, become a better version of yourself in the playlist right over there. You don't even need a magic box. And with that said, guys, I'll be signing off. Cheerio. Nice.